Welcome to TV20 News. I'm your host, Dan Monroe. Here's what's coming up today.
The late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that if democracy is to live, segregation must die.
Another stop added to the Cleveland Civil Rights Trail. We were there for the unveiling of the latest historical marker in downtown Cleveland. We'll tell you the importance this site played in the desegregation of Cleveland schools.
Being younger, getting to know people looking like me around, now being able to be the artist that puts the people like me around is kind of what I'm really, big on.
She's called the Watcher, and now she sits outside the Frederick Douglass Recreation Center. We speak to the artist behind this new sculpture and the meaning behind it. It's a new beginning for the faculty and students at John M. Gallagher School as they cut the ribbon on their newly renovated building.
Welcome to the ranch.
Welcoming words from Principal Lennox Thompson at the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the grand reopening of the newly renovated Joseph M. Gallagher School.
Today is a joyous celebration, a reflection of the vision of our leaders and the unwavering dedication of our teachers, both past and present. To those who pour their sweat, tears, and heart into JMG, we see you, we thank you, and we carry your legacy forward.
Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb reminded the students that Gallagher School is so much more than just a concrete building.
I'm very impressed with Cowboy Nation this morning. I want to just thank all the amazing residents who voted to make sure this building was possible. Let's give our residents a big round of applause if we can. This building is more than just about bricks and mortars. This is about opportunity, this is about hope, and this is about making sure that we have a high quality of education, not only in this neighborhood, but across the entire city of Cleveland.
Ward 15 Councilwoman Jenny Spencer attended the ceremony to present a proclamation from Cleveland City Council.
Whereas the school community endured years of transition with resilience and dedication, demonstrating a shared commitment to excellence that has also been honored with multiple state momentum awards. So educators, I really want to congratulate and recognize you for all the transition of a swing site and construction, and here you are in your beautiful new home.
Congratulations to the staff and students of Joseph M. Gallagher School, and enjoy your new home. A new civil rights trail marker is now at East 6th Street and Rockwell Avenue near the Drury Plaza Hotel in downtown Cleveland, which used to be the headquarters for the Board of Education. TV20 was there at the unveiling.
Each step on the trail tells its own story, and today we are here to learn a little bit about the story of desegregation in the Cleveland public schools.
This building, completed nearly 100 years ago, as the Board of Education headquarters, has stood as a symbol of our city's architecture and civic heritage. Since 2016, it's been home to our hotel. We take great pride in sharing the story of this space, and today's marker is a meaningful addition to that legacy.
Cleveland Public Schools desegregation was at the center of the city's civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s.
School desegregation was about integrating schools for the purpose of equity. We can bemoan whether or not it worked for 40 years, how much it cost, what the operational needs were, but one thing for sure, it was the tool that they had at the time. So right, wrong, or indifferent, the quest for equity then and today remains prevalent.
Now, a new marker along the Civil Rights Trail will stand at the former Board of Education headquarters, now the Drury Plaza Hotel in downtown Cleveland.
Before desegregation, classrooms were poorly resourced, without desks for every child. There weren't books for students of color and low-income students, and some of those resources were tattered hand-me-downs. The late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that if democracy is to live, segregation must die.
Every city contributed to the civil rights movement, including Cleveland. The African American Civil Rights Trail creates a retelling of the story with trail markers across the city. You can explore the trail in all its stops at clevelandcivilrightstrail.org. A new report highlights 20 upgrades across key areas of the City of Cleveland's consent decree. I sat down with the Executive Director of the Police Accountability Team, Dr. Lee Anderson, to talk about these upgrades, what they mean, and the work that still needs to be done. Joining me now is Dr. Lee Anderson, Executive Director of the Police Accountability Team. Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Now, before we talk about the big report that just came out, let's talk about the consent decree. Remind people, what is it? Why is the city involved in this?
So the consent decree is a settlement agreement that the United States Department of Justice and the City of Cleveland entered in about 10 years ago. And what it is literally a paragraph by paragraph document. We have over 400 paragraphs in our consent decree that we have to be in compliance with. And so there are areas such as use of force, accountability, bias-free policing, community engagement, and these are areas where we're going to have to move forward and demonstrate progress, and that is what this current report has done.
So how long has the Police Accountability Team been together, and talk about the progress that's been made?
Yeah, so the Police Accountability Team is rather new. We got our start in November of 2022. That was my first month. And I was ecstatic to come into a city that was very much committed to making sure that compliance with consent decree was a priority. And so we have been around for the last 2.5 years, and we have worked with the monitoring team, the Federal Department of Justice, and we've also worked with different community partners as well as other cities to help us move through compliance with the consent decree and get some positive feedback.
Now, recently a report came out talking about the work that's been happening and how it's been going.
Yes.
Talk about that report. What does this all mean?
Sure. So we receive our 17th semi-annual report. So every 6 months we receive a report that talks about how the police department and the accountability structure in the city of Cleveland is doing. And so in this report, we received 20 upgrades and 0 downgrades. And what we also understand is that over the last 3 years or 2.5 years, we have gotten 81 upgrades and only 9 downgrades for the entire city.
Well, that's amazing too. That's really, really important because it says upgrades in areas related to community engagement,
yes,
use of force, accountability, officer assistance and support, transparency and oversight, and supervision. Those are big areas to get upgrades in.
Those are huge areas. And I think that another area that we'd like to highlight is our field training officer program. I think that that is amazing, right? They got lots of upgrades and we need to be proud of them because that is where the officers are getting their training on the street, and we're making sure that they are coming into compliance with constitutional policing.
But with those upgrades, it also sends a message that the Division of Police is working very hard to get on the right track.
Yes, what we're seeing is a real investment in institutional change, right? And we're seeing solid just commitment towards constitutional policing, and that is something to be proud of.
You know, but also too, I think some caution needs to be taken. The report is great, but you can't rest on your laurels, right? You can't just say, this is a big win, okay, we're done.
Absolutely.
We're not done. There's still work to be done.
Thank you for pointing that out. Absolutely. And it is something that the Police Accountability Team works very closely with the accountability system and the police department to make sure that we are moving things forward on a daily basis. So while we get our reports every 6 months, we are also in the space of getting our final assessments, which are sort of like our final exams at the end of the 10 years. And so we passed crisis intervention. And so that has been filed with the court, and we are looking at search and seizure and also use of force. And so those reports should be filed those reports should be filed soon, and so that the community will be able to take a look at the work and the progress themselves.
Now let's talk about the community, because they're key in all this, especially when it says we have upgrades and accountability and transparency.
Yes.
The community is a big part of this. How do they get involved?
Yes, so we want to hear from the community. If you had a positive experience, there are ways to give commendations to police officers through the policy division. And there are also ways that if you don't have a not so good experience, unfortunately, that we can work with the Office of Professional Standards to move through what a complaint process looks like and support the officer and support the community member through the process of learning how we can mediate and get things better.
Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for joining me with this important information. And I look forward to talking to you in another 6 months for the other set of upgrades and positive improvements. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are at the grand opening of Thurgood Marshall Green, the newest park in Cleveland's Huff neighborhood. The 2.6-acre park is located at the site of the former John W. Raper School near the Thurgood Marshall Neighborhood Resource and Recreation Center.
It's a gathering place, a safe and welcoming space for families, and a living tribute to the resilience and pride of this neighborhood. With new trees and accessible pathways and a community pavilion, look at this community pavilion, right?
It's so nice to just be in a place that's beautiful, right? That it calms your spirit, it calms your nerves. There is something that the outdoors, Mother Nature provides to us. You see what I'm saying? And this is going to be a place that is going to help rejuvenate, restore, and just give real joy to many community members who are long overdue for getting that.
The park features accessible walking trails, playgrounds, a pavilion, and newly planted trees. Thurgood Marshall Green will be managed by Cleveland's Department of Parks and Recreation, but Western Reserve Land Conservancy's Reforest Our City team will be in charge of taking care of the trees in the park. Next on TV20 News, each October, schools, nonprofits, community groups, and local government come together to celebrate learning outside the classroom. We break down what you need to know about this year's Thriving Youth series.
So this is my sculpture, the latest sculpture I made called The Watcher.
And a brand new sculpture sits outside the Frederick Douglass Recreation Center. We'll tell you why the artist called it The Watcher and the meaning behind his creation.
So my name is Enrique Gonzalez. I am the marketing manager and communications at Water Pollution Control for the City of Cleveland. My inspirations comes from my kids. They inspire me every day to work hard, move forward, and thrive, so they can see that anything is possible, and to keep the culture alive and keep them going, so they can better the culture and just try to keep it going. And I like to wish everybody a happy Spanish Heritage Month.
Do you love to sing, dance, or act? If so, there is a place for you this fall at Theater of Life, now offering programs for youth and adults. Participants will learn new skills from industry professionals while building confidence, making new friends, and developing their creative talents. With performance opportunities throughout the year, everyone has the chance to take center stage. For more information, visit us at clevelandohio.gov or call Cadell Fine Arts at 216-664-4103.
The Division of Recreation offers 3 age groups for co-ed volleyball: youth 8 to 11, juniors 12 to 14, and seniors 15 to 17 years old. Training, instruction, equipment, and uniforms are provided free of charge. Players and instructors participate in training on the proper fundamentals of volleyball prior to the start of the season. Games will start the week of November 3rd, 2025, so register today. You are just a bump set spike away from having a fantastic fall. Please contact your nearest neighborhood resource and recreation or call 664-2325 for more information.
Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Every year, schools, nonprofits, community groups, and local government come together to strengthen opportunities for the city's young people. I sat down with Chief Sonia Pryor-Jones, Cleveland's Chief of Youth and Family Success, to talk about what to expect this year. Chief Sonia Pryor-Jones, October is a busy month for the Year Office of Youth and Family Success. We're talking about the Thriving Youth series. What can you tell me about that?
Oh, it is an exciting month. Every October nationally, we take a pause, people who work in youth development and with young people, to celebrate them. There's a national movement, Lights On After School. They usually pick one day in the month of October to really lift up and elevate out of school time in youth development programming. Here in the city of Cleveland for the last 3 years, we've partnered with a wide range of folks to make sure we celebrate all month. We think about policy, programming for young people, and then we always end the month with an amazing summit for our youth.
Now, this is the 3rd year of the series. How have you seen it grow, and have you been able to measure some of the impact on our youth?
Yeah, what's been amazing, and one of the things that I'm most proud of this year, is the leadership of our young people. And so we've seen some additional partners join us in the work. This year, for example, Cleveland Public Library is hosting a Science of Reading conference. And this is thinking about teachers in the classroom, but with a big focus on our educators who are outside of the classroom, the mentors, the other youth development specialists that are working with young people when they get out of school, and to make sure that they understand how they can best support them with reading and literacy. So that's an addition this year that we're really excited about. The other addition I'll go back to is the youth leadership. We started the Youth Congress as a part of Mayor Bibb's Municipal Cabinet for Children and Youth. And we've got amazing youth, high school age and young adult, who are actually helping to design this year's Youth Leadership Summit.
Now, it seems like every weekend there's something going on through October. Talk about all the different events and what they can offer our youth.
Yes, and so again, I said every October it's about policy, program, and leadership. And so you'll see a program like that all month long in October. Things kick off with Starting Points Out of School Time Symposium. It's a great program that they've been hosting for several years in courtesy of our county and other local funders. This is a day for all of those youth development and out of school time professionals to be together and to really sharpen their own skills. It's a professional development day for them. I mentioned the Science of Reading conference that's happening. Also, University Hospitals continues to really focus on elevating and helping to cultivate the next doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals with their Shades of Medicine series. So they'll be having that event again this year. And so we're just super delighted that all of these programs are happening.
And all this, of course, like you said, culminates October 29th with the Big Youth Summit. Tell me about the particulars on that, and what can our youth and family expect at this year's summit?
And so this year's summit is all about young people. Again, our Youth Congress members, they are helping to design this conference, so it'll be very engaging. The theme is all about healthy minds, healthy futures, and healthy hearts. And so they'll spend a little bit of time talking about relationships and how to be great leaders in relationships of all kind. They'll have a fantastic resource fair where they'll be able to engage with different partners from across the city and learn about things that are beneficial to them and their own development. And then they'll really culminate the day with a lot of opportunity to engage with one another one-on-one. And of course, we can't leave out Mayor Bibb will be there kicking things off with some remarks for them.
Now, you know, a big series like this cannot be done alone. You have a lot of partnership, a lot of help. Tell me about that.
We do. We're very grateful. Again, we have our partners, the Cleveland Browns. We have Starting Point, YOU, MyCom. And if I've forgotten somebody, it's okay, because we also have a new website. And that website has all of the details for all of the Thriving Youth Series events, as well as acknowledges all of our partners. Open Door Academy also is a partner in this effort, and they will be hosting the policy conversation in October.
And what's that website, Chief?
And so it's going to be right here on your screen, but it's the City of Cleveland's website, and then it's from there, the / for Thriving Youth Series.
What's the overall message you want our youth and our family to take away from this series?
I think we want our youth to understand that the City of Cleveland is committed to their overall development. We see them. We know that it is incredibly important for them to grow up great in this city, that they be supported, and this is our way of providing that support.
And also, in making this month work with all different events, is there a way people can get involved, maybe help out?
If people want to get involved, on the website, there'll be a phone number there. They can call. Our amazing fellow, Joelle, is providing a lot of leadership for the program this year.
So finally, what excites you most about what we're going into with the Thrive Youth Series?
I think what excites me most, there are a couple of things, if you don't mind. First, it's the power of collaboration. You know, each October, different organizations are doing things, but it is far more powerful when they do those things together under one message of collaboration and support for young people. So I'm grateful to all of our partners for joining the City of Cleveland and celebrating and collaborating in this way. And then, of course, it's the youth. The opportunity to see them lead at the annual Youth Summit, to express themselves, is always a really, really powerful experience. So I can't wait to see them in action.
All right, it's going to be awesome. She's Sonia Pryor-Jones. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cleveland City employees now have access to a mother's room. It's a private and comfortable space designed to support nursing mothers and parents as a way to create a welcoming and inclusive work environment for all employees. It's available on the second floor of City Hall. The Cleveland Department of Public Health received a $50,000 grant support from the Tobacco Addiction Foundation. The event celebrated efforts to advance tobacco control and protect our youth from nicotine addiction.
So we are here to celebrate. This is a big day, a long time in the making, and to celebrate the accomplishment of our increased work of public health to help people quit smoking in the city of Cleveland. The Preventing Tobacco Addiction Foundation is granting us a $50,000 check.
It's a fantastic opportunity for the city of Cleveland to have the support necessary to implement the tobacco retail license program. We know that effective enforcement of age of sale is the best way to protect Cleveland youth from even beginning to use these deadly products. And so it's a pleasure and really an honor for us to be able to support Cleveland in these efforts.
Some of the things the initiative made possible include more than 6,000 secret shopper buys to help tobacco retail practices and supporting local policy adoption, including the launch of Cleveland's tobacco retail license program.
Coming up later on TV20, we explore plant-based options. We're going inside the brand new Juicy Vegan and their new location. Join us right here on TV20 for another episode of Make It in Cleveland with your host, myself, Kiera Cox.
On this episode of Food for Thought, Chef Eric Pierkitz will make some chicken and potato hash. Tiffany Scruggs will spotlight the Legal Aid Society. And our registered dietitian, Colette Ulivari, will talk about different types of protein that are very good for you. You're going to love this episode.
This fall, the Cultural Arts team is bringing free, hands-on arts programming to recreation centers across Cleveland. From after-school arts and cooking club to dance, ceramics, and more, there's something for kids, families, and adults alike. All instruction and materials are provided. Registration is open now. For a full list of programs, check us out at clevelandohio.gov or call 216-664-4183 for more information. Get creative this fall with the Cultural Arts team.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I'm the Managing Attorney for Community Engagement at the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland. We are a proud partner here at the Greater Cleveland Food Bank's Community Resource Center. Here at the Community Resource Center, we provide a number of different opportunities of legal information and advice for our neighbors and friends. Here at the Food Bank, we provide grab-and-go brochures and flyers that let people know what their legal information and legal rights are. We also provide Know Your Rights presentations for a more in-depth look at what your rights and responsibilities are in various legal situations. And finally, we host brief advice clinics, which are an opportunity for folks to sit down with a lawyer and talk through their current legal challenges. If you'd like to learn more about the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland, please reach out at 1-888-817-3777 or on our website, www.lasclev.org.
Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. There's a brand new sculpture sitting outside the Frederick Douglass Recreation Center. This is called The Watcher, and she was created by artist Darius Stewart.
There's a sculpture that was commissioned by the city of Cleveland for Frederick Douglass Rec. And that sculpture is pretty much about being a young kid and being able to leave my bags with a trusted adult in the neighborhood that would look over our stuff and, try to make sure to watch over us as well. Someone that the whole neighborhood kind of knew, and that's kind of what she symbolizes up here. a lady that's watching over the youth and watching over everybody, making sure they're safe in here while they're doing what they want to do. So the city of Cleveland's been really good helping me with this, and everybody could take pictures with her, come sit with her. Being younger, getting to know people looking like me around. Now being able to be the artist that puts the people like me around is kind of what I'm really, big on.
Darius Stewart is an artist from East Cleveland. You can see the Watcher outside Frederick Douglass Rec Center at 15401 Miles Avenue. Cleveland City Council held their regular council meeting this past Monday. Here are the highlights from that meeting. Lauren R. Welch has been appointed to serve as councilwoman for Cleveland's Ward 3, representing Ohio City, the Flats and most of downtown, Tremont, and part of Stockyards. Drawing on a record of civic leadership, Welch has set clear commitments for her council term that runs until January 5th, 2026, remaining accessible to residents, responding quickly to community concerns, and ensuring that ongoing projects move forward without interruption. She approaches her role as both a collaborator in City Council's collective work and an advocate for neighborhood-level solutions that strengthen daily life in Ward 3. Council approved changing the name of the portion of East 159th Street north of Lakeshore Boulevard to Euclid Beach Boulevard. This portion of East 159th Street currently ends just to the north at Euclid Beach Boulevard. Our goal with renaming this portion of East 159th Street is to honor the historic location of Euclid Beach Park by making Euclid Beach Boulevard intersect with Lakeshore Boulevard. Sponsors include Councilman Mike Kaplensick and Council President Blaine A. Griffin. Finally, Council authorized the city to employ consultants to study, assess, market, and sell corporate sponsorships for city facilities and assets. They will conduct a strategic marketing study that assesses city assets to identify corporate sponsorship opportunities, new business categories such as an official business or product provider for the city of Cleveland, and strategies to generate additional revenue, goods, and services for the city. The cost for the consultant is $305,000. Council amended the legislation to receive a semi-annual report on the progress. That's your Cleveland City Council wrap for this week. Stay tuned to TV20 for more updates on how council decisions shape our city. If you want to see everything that we're working on here at TV20 Cleveland, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. You'll find so much information and great shows on there. Thanks for watching TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. We'll see you next time, Cleveland.